Imagine waking up every morning knowing that no person's words have the power to steal your joy. No unnecessary conflict can shake your confidence, and no wave of negativity can pull you away from the life you are building. Imagine entering 2026 with a heart that is lighter, a mind that is clearer, and a spirit that refuses to be dragged into battles that never deserved your attention in the first place. What if the greatest transformation you experience this year has nothing to do with earning more money, gaining more followers, or proving yourself to the world? What if it begins with one simple decision? No reaction, no drama. We have been taught that strength means answering every insult, defending every opinion, and winning every argument. But life has a quiet way of revealing a different truth. The loudest voices are not always the strongest, and the people who react to everything often become prisoners of emotions they never intended to carry. Real power does not always raise its voice. Sometimes it walks away. Sometimes it smiles in silence. Sometimes it chooses peace over the temporary satisfaction of being right. There will always be people who misunderstand you, criticize you, provoke you, or expect you to carry their anger as if it belongs to you. Yet not every invitation deserves your acceptance. Not every disagreement deserves your energy. Every moment you spend feeding unnecessary drama is a moment stolen from your dreams, your purpose, and your inner peace. The world will constantly test your patience, but it cannot control your response unless you hand over that power. As we step into 2026, perhaps the greatest gift you can give yourself is not another resolution, but a different way of living. A life where your calm becomes your greatest strength, your silence becomes your greatest answer, and your peace becomes something so valuable that you refuse to trade it for anyone's chaos. Because the moment you stop reacting to everything around you is the moment you finally begin living for what truly matters. Silence is often misunderstood in a world that rewards the loudest voices. Many people believe that strength is measured by how quickly someone can defend themselves, respond to criticism, or win an argument. Yet true strength often reveals itself in the moments when a person chooses not to react at all. There is a quiet confidence that comes from knowing you do not have to answer every accusation, explain every decision, or prove your worth to those who have already decided not to understand you. That kind of silence is not weakness. It is wisdom. It is the ability to recognize that your peace is more valuable than your pride. Every day, people are faced with situations designed to provoke an emotional response. A careless comment, an unfair judgment, a rude message, or a disrespectful attitude can easily pull someone into conflict. The natural instinct is to defend ourselves immediately because we fear that silence might be mistaken for defeat. But the truth is that many arguments are not looking for truth. They are looking for attention. They grow stronger with every reaction they received. When you refuse to feed them with your emotions, they begin to lose their power. Silence becomes a boundary that protects your energy from being wasted on battles that were never meant to be won. Consider how much emotional weight people carry simply because they keep replaying conversations in their minds. They think of what they should have said, how they could have responded differently, or how they might finally prove their point. This endless cycle steals peace and fills the heart with frustration. Meanwhile, the person who caused the disturbance may have already moved on. Holding on to the need to react often hurts the one reacting far more than the one who provoked it. Choosing silence breaks that cycle. It allows the mind to remain focused on growth instead of becoming trapped in resentment. There is also a remarkable confidence that develops when you stop needing everyone else's approval. A person who is secure in their values does not panic every time someone misunderstands them. They understand that perception is not always reality, and that no explanation can satisfy someone who has already closed their heart. Instead of chasing acceptance from every direction, they invest their energy in living with integrity. Over time, consistent actions speak louder than emotional responses ever could. Character has a way of revealing itself without demanding attention. Silence also creates space for clarity. When emotions are running high, people often say things they later regret. Angry words can damage relationships, destroy opportunities, and leave scars that remain long after the argument ends. A moment of restraint can prevent years of regret. By choosing not to react immediately, you give yourself the chance to think instead of simply responding from emotion. Wisdom rarely arrives in the middle of chaos. It grows in moments of reflection, patience, and self-control. As 2026 unfolds, there will be countless opportunities to practice this quiet strength. Social media will continue to encourage instant opinions. People will continue to compare, criticize, and compete for attention. Yet you do not have to participate in every conversation that seeks to disturb your peace. Every time you refuse to answer unnecessary negativity, you remind yourself that your value is not determined by someone else's opinion. Every time you walk away from pointless conflict, you choose progress over distraction. Every time you remain calm in the face of provocation, you strengthen the part of yourself that cannot be controlled by the moods, words, or actions of others. In that quiet decision lies a freedom that no argument can ever provide, a freedom that allows your mind to remain clear, your heart to remain steady, and your life to continue moving toward the future you are determined to build. Peace is one of the few treasures in life that cannot be bought, borrowed, or inherited. It is built through daily choices, quiet discipline, and the courage to protect your inner world from unnecessary chaos. Many people spend years chasing success, recognition, or wealth, believing these achievements will finally bring them happiness. Yet, countless individuals who have reached those goals still struggle with anxiety, constant stress, and emotional exhaustion. The missing piece is often not more accomplishments, but a deeper commitment to protecting their peace. Your peace is not something that simply happens to you. It is something you choose to guard every single day, and in that choice lies a remarkable form of personal power. Power is often imagined as control over others. People admire those who can influence crowds, dominate conversations, or make others obey their wishes. But the greatest form of power has never been about controlling someone else. It has always been about controlling yourself. When you can remain calm while others lose their temper, when you can stay focused while others become distracted by drama, And when you can protect your joy, despite the negativity surrounding you, you possess a strength that no one can take away. External power can disappear with changing circumstances, but inner peace remains a source of stability that continues to guide you through every season of life. There will always be people who attempt to pull you into emotional battles. Some will criticize your choices because they cannot understand your journey. Others may project their own frustrations onto you, hoping you will carry the burden they refuse to face themselves. If you react to every negative comment, every insult, or every unfair opinion, you allow other people to determine how you feel. Your emotions become dependent on someone else's behavior. That is not freedom. True freedom begins when you decide that your emotional state will no longer be controlled by the words or actions of others. Protecting your peace means refusing to hand over the keys to your happiness. This does not mean ignoring problems or pretending pain does not exist. Life will still bring disappointment, conflict, and unexpected challenges. Protecting your peace means responding with intention instead of reacting with impulse. It means recognizing the difference between issues that deserve your attention and distractions that deserve your silence. Every unnecessary argument avoided is energy saved for something meaningful. Every grudge released creates room for healing. Every negative influence removed from your life makes space for healthier relationships, clearer thinking, and greater purpose. Many people underestimate how much their environment affects their peace. Constant exposure to gossip, endless comparison, toxic relationships, and relentless negativity slowly drains emotional strength. Just as a garden cannot flourish when surrounded by weeds, the mind cannot thrive when constantly fed with conflict and fear. Protecting your peace sometimes requires setting boundaries that others may not understand. It may mean saying no without guilt, walking away from conversations that lead nowhere, limiting time with people who thrive on drama, or choosing solitude over unhealthy company. These choices are not acts of selfishness. They are acts of self-respect. As you move through 2026, remember that every decision either protects your peace or weakens it. The habits you build, the people you allow into your life, the thoughts you entertain, and the reactions you choose all shape the quality of your inner world. The strongest people are not those who never face conflict, but those who refuse to let conflict live within them. They understand that peace is not the absence of difficulty, but the presence of inner stability, and that stability becomes the quiet force that allows them to think clearly, act wisely, overcome challenges with grace, and continue moving forward without allowing the noise of the world to define the rhythm of their heart. One of the most liberating lessons a person can learn is that not every opinion deserves a response. We live in a time where everyone has something to say. Social media gives strangers a platform to judge lives they know nothing about. Workplaces are filled with different personalities and perspectives, and even among family and friends, misunderstandings can easily become sources of conflict. If you try to answer every criticism, defend every decision, or correct every false assumption, you will soon discover that your energy disappears faster than your peace. The truth is that your time and attention are too valuable to be spent responding to every voice that demands them. Many opinions are not based on facts, but on personal experiences, emotions, insecurities, and biases. Two people can witness the same situation and come away with completely different conclusions because each person sees the world through the lens of their own life. This means that no matter how clearly you explain yourself, some people will still misunderstand you. They are not rejecting the truth. They are simply interpreting it through a perspective that is different from yours. Once you understand this, you stop feeling responsible for changing every mind you encountered. There is also a difference between constructive advice and unnecessary criticism. Constructive advice comes from people who genuinely want to see you improve. It is thoughtful, respectful, and often offered with kindness. Unnecessary criticism, however, is usually driven by judgment, comparison, jealousy, or the desire to provoke a reaction. Learning to recognize this difference is essential. Accept wisdom wherever it is found, but do not confuse every negative opinion with valuable guidance. Some comments deserve reflection, while others deserve nothing more than your silence. One of the greatest mistakes people make is believing they must constantly explain themselves. They feel uncomfortable when someone questions their choices, so they rush to justify every decision. They explain why they changed careers, why they ended a relationship, why they set boundaries, or why they chose a different path. But your life is not a courtroom where every decision requires a defense. The people who truly care about you will seek understanding rather than judgment. Those determined to criticize will often ignore your explanations, no matter how detailed they are. Sometimes the most powerful answer is continuing to live your life without seeking approval from those who were never willing to give it. Responding to every opinion also creates emotional exhaustion. Every debate requires mental energy. Every argument steals focus from your goals. Every attempt to prove yourself keeps you emotionally connected to people who may not deserve a place in your thoughts. Imagine how much progress could be made if that same energy were invested in learning new skills, strengthening relationships, improving your health, or pursuing your dreams. Every unnecessary response comes with an opportunity cost. While you are busy defending your past, life continues moving forward without waiting for you. Choosing not to respond does not mean you lack confidence. In many cases, it is a sign of deep confidence. Confident people do not feel threatened by every opinion because they know who they are. Their identity is built on values, character, and purpose rather than public approval. They understand that respect is earned through consistent actions, not endless explanations. Instead of trying to silence every critic, they allow time and integrity to reveal the truth. Their lives become their strongest response. As 2026 unfolds, countless opinions will continue to surround you. Some will encourage you, others will challenge you, and a few will attempt to distract you from your purpose. You have the freedom to decide which voices deserve your attention and which ones deserve your silence. Every opinion you ignore that adds no value protects your focus. Every unnecessary argument you refuse preserves your peace. Every moment you spend investing in your own growth instead of defending yourself strengthens the life you are creating, allowing your confidence to deepen, your purpose to become clearer, and your journey to remain guided by your own values rather than the changing judgments of the world. Emotional discipline is one of the most overlooked forms of strength, yet it is one of the most powerful qualities a person can develop. It is not about suppressing your emotions or pretending that pain, frustration, or disappointment do not exist. Instead, it is the ability to recognize what you are feeling without allowing those feelings to control your decisions. In a world where people are encouraged to react instantly to everything they see, hear, and experience, emotional discipline allows you to pause, think clearly, and choose a response that reflects your values instead of your temporary emotions. This quiet habit has the power to protect not only your peace today, but also the future you are working so hard to build. Every decision made in anger, fear, or frustration carries consequences that often last much longer than the emotion itself. A harsh message sent in the heat of the moment, an impulsive decision driven by jealousy, or a relationship damaged by uncontrolled words can create wounds that are difficult to repair. Emotions are real, and they deserve to be acknowledged, but they are not always reliable guides. They change with circumstances, moods, and experiences. Emotional discipline reminds you that while you cannot always control what you feel, you can control what you do with those feelings. Think about how many opportunities have been lost because someone reacted instead of reflected. Careers have been damaged by one emotional outburst. Friendships have ended because pride refused to make room for patience. Families have experienced years of distance because a single argument was allowed to grow into lasting resentment. These moments often begin with a reaction that feels justified in the moment but becomes regrettable with time. Emotional discipline creates a small but powerful space between what happens to you and how you choose to respond. In that space lies wisdom, maturity, and the ability to protect what truly matters. This discipline also strengthens resilience. Life will never be free from disappointment. There will be unexpected setbacks, criticism, betrayal, and moments when things do not go according to plan. A person without emotional discipline may become overwhelmed by every challenge, allowing each obstacle to dictate their mood and direction. A disciplined person, however, understands that temporary difficulties do not have to become permanent defeats. They allow themselves to feel the disappointment, but they do not allow it to define their identity or determine their future. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" they begin asking, "What can I learn from this, and what is the next right step?" Protecting your future also means protecting your focus. Emotional distractions have a way of consuming valuable time and energy. Hours can disappear replaying hurtful conversations, imagining arguments that never happened, or worrying about opinions that hold no real value. Meanwhile, your goals remain waiting for your attention. Emotional discipline helps redirect your focus toward what you can control. It reminds you that your dreams deserve more of your energy than your frustrations do. Every minute spent nurturing bitterness is a minute taken away from building the life you truly want. As 2026 unfolds, There will be countless moments that test your patience and challenge your self-control. Some people may try to provoke you. Some situations may seem unfair. Some days may leave you feeling discouraged. Yet your greatest advantage will not be avoiding these moments, but mastering yourself within them. Every calm decision made under pressure strengthens your character. Every thoughtful response, instead of an impulsive reaction, protects your relationships. Every moment you choose wisdom over emotion shapes a future built on stability rather than chaos, allowing your mind to remain clear, your purpose to stay steady, and your life to move forward with confidence, regardless of the storms that rise around you. Every day presents us with a choice that often goes unnoticed. We can allow ourselves to be pulled into conflict, negativity, and emotional chaos, or we can choose calm clarity and self-control. While drama often demands immediate attention, calm requires intentional effort. It is easy to raise your voice, argue, or react impulsively when emotions are high. It is far more difficult to remain composed, think wisely, and walk away from situations that offer nothing but stress. Yet this quiet decision is one of the greatest acts of wisdom a person can practice. Choosing calm over drama is not about avoiding life's challenges. It is about deciding that your peace is too valuable to be sacrificed for temporary emotions. Drama has a way of disguising itself as importance. It convinces people that every disagreement must be settled immediately, every criticism must be answered, and every misunderstanding must be corrected. In reality, much of the conflict people experience does not change their lives in meaningful ways. It simply consumes their energy. Hours are spent worrying about conversations that will soon be forgotten, replaying arguments that cannot be changed, or seeking approval from people who have already made up their minds. The more attention drama receives, the larger it grows. The less attention it receives, the faster it fades. Wisdom lies in recognizing the difference between what truly deserves your energy and what only distracts you from your purpose. Calm is often mistaken for passivity, but it is actually a sign of deep inner strength. Remaining calm does not mean you have no emotions. It means your emotions do not have complete control over you. A calm person still experiences disappointment, anger, sadness, and frustration, but they refuse to let those feelings dictate every decision. They understand that peace is protected through thoughtful choices rather than emotional impulses. This ability creates stability, allowing them to make better decisions even in difficult situations. Consider how many opportunities are preserved by choosing calm. A respectful conversation can replace a destructive argument. A patient response can strengthen a relationship that might otherwise have been damaged. A moment of silence can prevent words that would have caused lasting regret. Wisdom often appears in the form of restraint rather than reaction. It asks not, how can I win this argument? But, will this argument improve my life? That simple question has the power to change the direction of countless situations. Choosing calm also inspires those around you. Emotions are contagious. One angry reaction can quickly spread tension throughout a family, workplace, or group of friends. In the same way, one calm presence can ease anxiety, reduce conflict, and encourage others to respond with greater patience. People naturally trust those who remain steady during difficult moments because stability creates a sense of safety. Your calm becomes more than a personal habit. It becomes a gift to everyone whose life you touch. As you move through 2026, remember that every challenge offers an opportunity to practice this wisdom. There will always be people who thrive on conflict, who seek attention through negativity, or who attempt to pull others into unnecessary drama. You do not have to accept every invitation to chaos. You have the freedom to pause, to breathe, to reflect, and to choose a response that protects your character instead of satisfying a passing emotion. Each time you choose calm over conflict, you strengthen your mind, guard your peace, preserve your relationships, and remind yourself that the most meaningful victories are often the quiet ones, won not through louder words or stronger reactions, but through the unwavering courage to remain at peace when the world expects you to lose it.